Good day, I am Idehen, and then this class is brought to you by Isaac Humanitarian Foundation. We are taking mathematics and we are looking at sine rule and cosine rule briefly. And we have done something under trigonometry, which is what sine function and cosine function. All those are applied with what? Right angle triangle. But now what of, in a situation where the triangle is not right angle triangle, then we have what? The sine and cosine rule. Sine and cosine rule is applied for what? Non-right angle triangle. The non-right angle triangle is a triangle that has one of its angles to be what? 90 degrees. The right angle triangle is a triangle that has one of the side as 90 degrees. So here, we're going to treat sine rule. Sine rule states that in a non-right angle triangle, the sine of each angle to its corresponding or opposite side are constant. I'll repeat, the sine of each angle to its corresponding or opposite side are what? Constant. So let's take a non-right angle triangle A, B, and C. A, B, and C. And the side A, and this side is C, and this side is small b. So sine rule is saying that what? The sine function, the sine of A, sine A, the sine of each angle, sine B, sine C, sine of each angle to the opposite side or the corresponding side. The corresponding side of this angle is what? A. So sine A over A, sine B over B, sine C over C. So the sine of each angle to its corresponding side, opposite side are what? Equal. So we are saying that sine A over A is the same thing, is equals to sine B over B is equals to sine C over C. So we can write it horizontally, sine A over A equals to sine B over B equals to sine C over what? C. This is so in any given non-right angle triangle. So this is what the rule is saying. So we look at the cosine rule as well, because I want to combine the two together. Cosine rule. Cosine rule. Sine rule states that in any given non-right angle triangle, the square of the unknown side is equal to the sum of the squares of the two given sides minus twice the product of the two given sides multiplied by the what? Cosine of the included angle. So we are going to interpret everything I just said now. Say we are using the same triangle, and let us assume, let me put the triangle here. B, C, A. So This 10 is small a, small c, and small b. So the cosine rule is saying that what? We have an included angle here. Let's name it, okay, even let's leave it, or we name it theta, whatever. So the cosine rule is saying that what? In any given non-right angle triangle, the square of the unknown side, let us assume B and C are given. So meaning that A is the unknown side. So the square of A square is equals to the sum of the squares of B and C. B square plus C square minus twice the product of the two given sides, that's still B and C, 2B times C, B and C, multiplied by the cos or the cosine of the included angle. Multiplied by the cosine of the included angle. Cos what? A. What is an included angle? An included angle is the angle in between the two given sides in a non-right angle triangle. When you have a non-right angle triangle, when two sides are given, the angle subtended by those two sides is called the what? Included angle. So from here, we are assuming that we are given the angle as A. So this angle is the included angle because we are given side B and C, and this angle is between the two lines, between the two sides. So we call it the what? Included angle. Another way, you can have another triangle. This one is 5 meter, this one is 7 meter, and they are given the angle here 60 degrees. Meaning that the included angle is what? 60 degrees. That's what the angle between the two given sides. That's 60 degrees. So that's what we are saying from here. The included angle is what? Angle A. Because we are given C and B. I mean B and C. We are given B and C, so the included angle is what? Angle A. Here the included angle is what? 60. Because we are given 5 meter and 7 meter. Which are the lines that what sustain this angle. So we are clear with what an included angle is. So we are going to apply the sine and cosine rule in solving what? A non-right angle triangle questions. Solving a non-right angle triangle questions. Let us see some questions. Find theta. Number 2. Question can also be this. Find S. Find S. Find theta. So these are 4 questions that we briefly look at or look into. So let's start. See question 1. Said find theta from what? This non-right angle triangle. Non-right angle triangle. We are asked to find theta. We have 30 degrees, and we have theta here, 18 kilometers, and we have what? 10 kilometers. So we are asked to find theta. From here, if you see it clearly, So sine rule is what? Permissible, because we are relating angle and what? A side, angle and a side. There is no included angle here because we are only giving these two sides and the angle between them is not given, which is the included angle. So we cannot use cosine rule but what? Sine rule. We come using sine rule. Using sine rule. We then have what? Sine theta over what? 10 is equals to what? Sine 30 over what? 18. So here we cross multiply since we are looking for sine theta. Sine theta then will be equals to 10 sine 30 over what? 18. 10 sine 30 is what? 0.5 or 1 over 2. Sine theta. So sine theta then is equals to 5 over what? 18. 5 over 18. So therefore, sine theta is then equals to 5 divided by 18. We get what? 5 divided by 18, 0.277. Hence, or therefore, theta equals to arc sine 0.277. So theta is approximately equals to what? Arc sine theta is approximately equals to what? 16 degrees to the nearest degree. To the nearest degree. So we have theta to what? 16 to the nearest degree. That is it. So we applied sine rule to get what? The value of theta. We look at number 2. It's number 1. Number 2. Look at number 2. We have 100, 30 degrees. We have S, 150. We have to find S. Look at it the same way. Still applying the what? The sine rule. Still applying the sine rule. This relates to this. This relates to this. So still applying the sine rule using sine rule. Using sine rule. So we say what? Sine 100 over 150 is equals to what? Sine 30 over S. Now we are looking for S. Same thing, you cross multiply, this comes here. So they change position. So we have S is equals to what? 150 sine 30 over what? Sine 100. Therefore, our S is equal to sine 30 is 0.2. 0.2 times 150 equals to 75. 75 over what? Sine 100 is what? You get a sine 100. .9848. Therefore, our S then will equal to 75 divided by 0.9848. So we then have 76.1576. So S is approximately equals to, let's approximate to 2 decimal places. So we have about 76.2 decimal point 16 kilometer, right? Yes. To 2 decimal points. We say apply it for what? We say apply it using sine rule. Now we go to question number 3. Question 3. This one is typically what a cosine rule question. A cosine rule question. We have 120 degrees. We have 30 and 25 kilometers. 30 kilometers, 25 kilometers, and we have x here. We have to find x. Then to get the value of the x, we apply what? The cosine rule. See, using cosine rule. Using cosine rule. See what x squared is equals to this square, 25 square, plus 30 square, 30 square, minus 2 into all 25 times 30 cos of what? 120. Cos 120. X equals to square root of 25. We have what? 225. 25 and 25. You have 625. 625 minus. Then this 2 times 25 times 30. We have 500 cos 120. Then the cos of 120 is the same thing. Cosine cos 120 is the same thing as what? Cos 60. When you're removing 120 from 180. That is on the what? Second quadrant. Cos 60. And cos 60 is what? 1 over 2 or 0.5. And on the second quadrant, cosine is what? Negative. So our cos 120 is what? Negative of what? 0.5. So s is it s squared is equals to 625 minus 1500 negative of what? 0.5. So dividing this, we then have s squared equals to 625 minus times minus is then plus. To divide this into 2, we have 750. Right. 750. So 750 plus 625, 750 plus 625, we have 1,375 s squared. So therefore our s then is equals to the square root of 1,375. So our s then is equals to what? Square root of 1,375. 1,375. So we have 37.08. S is approximately equals to what? There is a 37.1 to what? 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. That's what we have. Then for the last one here, we have question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4. So we are asked to find the value of what? Theta. So we have 40, 40, and what? 50. Find the value of theta. All the sides are what? 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers. 50 kilometers. Here is theta. Here we still cannot apply sine rule. The only rule we will still apply is the cosine rule, but we now have to amend it. We have the cosine rule to be what? B squared equals what? A squared plus C squared minus 2 what? AC cos B. Cos B. Now, what we want to determine the value of B or the value of theta. We want to determine the value of B. So this is from this triangle here, A, B, and C. So we want to determine the value of B. This is small a and what small c and small b. Determine the value of b, the angle of b. So make b the subject of the equation. Making b the subject of the equation, take this to the other side. So we now have minus 2ac cos b is equals to b squared minus a squared minus c squared. Then we divide both sides by what? Divide through by what? Minus 2ac. So here we have cos b equals to what? B squared minus a squared minus c squared over what? Minus 2ac. We are looking, we want to determine b, but from here you can still remove the negative. So you have cos b is then equals to, bring out the negative here, negative of what? A squared plus c squared minus b squared over what? Minus 2ac. So negative, we cancel negative out. So we then have what? Cos b equals to a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2ac. So we have rearranged the cosine rule to fit what? For solving the angle, or the included angle, or whatsoever angle you have in the non-right angle triangle. So whatever angle you are finding, whether A, B, or C, we'll substitute it here, and we substitute the what? The side as well. So for this question now, what we want to do, we are asked to find what theta. So we say therefore from the question above, we have to find theta. We assume all these three are all the given side. So therefore cos theta is equals to a squared. Let's assume our a is 40 squared plus c squared. What is our c? 40 minus 50 squared all over 2 into what? AC. 40 times 40. So cos theta then is equals to 40 squared plus 40 squared minus 50 squared all over 40 times 40, the same thing, 32. So we find the value of this 1600. So we have cos theta is equals to 0.21875. So to get the value of theta now, you have to say therefore our theta is equals to r cos 0.21875. So theta will then give us what? 77.364. Theta is approximately equals to what? 77 degrees to the nearest degree. So that's how to apply our sine and cosine rule. But remember, this is only applicable when we are given a non-right angle triangle. We don't apply it for right angle triangle. Right angle triangle, we apply our trigonometrical ratios for right angle triangle. So that is it under sine rule and cosine rule. Thank you.